2, 1.
Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday, and if you are going to be one of those lucky few who can enjoy a long weekend, it's almost upon you. Before we head into today's interview, I have another riddle. What is the 2 things that you can never have for breakfast? It's actually a very easy one. Please remember to send in your voice notes and your videos as to why your mom is the best, and you can walk away with some vouchers from ShopRite and Checkers. Next up, we have the news. A veld fire started early this morning close to Uys and has now spread to the Brandberg. A large crew of 77 fighters were at the fire and could put out the head fire, and is now concentrating on multiple spot fires in the Uys-Amuchete area towards the Brandberg Mountains. According to information received, this is the worst veld fire in the area since 1984. It is still not clear what caused the fire, but people in the area are trying to find out exactly what happened. The Digital Foundation of Namibia, in collaboration with Paradigm Initiative, recently hosted the 2nd annual Digital Rights and Inclusion Forum in Windhoek. Launched in 2021 to support sustainable and inclusive digital citizenry for all Namibians, the forum has become a platform where conversations on digital policies in Africa are shaped, policy directions are debated, and partnerships forged in action. The 2022 in-person session of the Digital Rights and Inclusion Forum, officially opened by the Deputy Minister of ICT, saw 7 expert speakers engaging across various digital inclusion topics. The day-long event was held under the theme Towards a digitally inclusive and rights-respecting Namibia, and was the first session of the series of in-person sessions taking place from the 20th of April until the 12th of June, in collaboration with partners across Africa. The forum serves to create platforms for discussing key issues and developing action plans for enhancing digital rights and inclusion in Africa, while increasing networks and opportunities for intercontinental collaborations. As part of the Pilates Group's vision and to support the rapid growth and expansion plans of the business, Group CEO Barney Harmse will take up the new position of Executive Chairman of Pilates Group, and Group COO Skalk Erasmus will take over the Group CEO role. They will be working closely together not only during the handover in the coming months, but also over the next few years, to ensure the group's new vision is fulfilled and that continuity in all areas of implementation is sustained. Together with their co-founders, Harmse and Erasmus had the vision for establishing Africa's quality network and have, over the past 2 decades, guided the group's moves to assert Pilates as a major player with an impressive footprint in Africa. Owning its own infrastructure, building expert teams in 7 southern African countries, and serving customers across the country's divides with a seamless quality network service are the cornerstone of the group's success. With an impressive $1 billion Namibian revenue per annum, Pilates also provides services to its customers in more than 35 African countries, is the appointed partner to land the Aquanuk subsea cable in Namibia, and has built 4 of its own data center facilities in 3 African countries to date. The Namibian Prime Minister Sarah Kukangalwa-Amadila will lead off the first Pan-African virtual training program for women early in their government careers on Thursday, the 28th of April. The training session is free to any woman in the first 5 years of a government career in any of the 54 countries in Africa. It is convened by Africa.com and Coca-Cola Africa as part of their Women Heads of State initiative. The Prime Minister's remarks, 3 pieces of advice for women early in their government careers, will be targeted towards civil servants and will precede remarks by Patricia Obuzuwa on how to kickstart your career in public service. Next up will be a panel moderated by Oxford Professor Christopher Stone on advancing a culture of integrity. The final session will feature the career counselor at Harvard University. Prime Minister Sarah Kukungwelva Amadila said training young women in government across Africa is so important because they need to continuously increase their knowledge and skills in order to ensure an effective and more responsive public service. According to the Mo Ibrahim Foundation's report on public service in Africa, the average age of a public servant is around 41 years old, with about 15 years of service in the same agency. The report noted that opportunities for mobility in public service are limited. The Coca-Cola Vice President for Public Affairs, Communications and Sustainability in Africa, Patricia, said they are happy to be supporting this training workshop, which is an excellent opportunity for them to advance gender equality and build the capacity of thousands of emerging African leaders in the civil service. Women empowerment is one of the focus areas under their sustainability platform, where they will commit to unlock economic opportunities for women across the continent. According to Africa.com CEO Teresa Clark, they are motivated to use the media platform they have built over the last 12 years as a force for good. The last 2 years have taught them all about the power of distance learning, and they are excited to be partnered with Coca-Cola Africa to bring free, world-class professional development to every African woman early in their public service career. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking to Marius here from Peralin Paints. Thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure. Nice to have you here.
Quickly tell us, Peralin Paints is celebrating 60 years in the industry. How does it come about that you are such a strong competitor in the market?
Yeah, Nani, it's interesting. We're 60 years old this year, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a brief history. So excuse me for reading it, but it's a lot to keep in your head. So in 1962, Peralin was founded by the Pesh family and the Ratai family. So Horst Ratai, he was the first manager, CEO of the company, and him with his wife Barbara, and then Mr. Charlie Pesh and his wife Elfrida. They started the company, and first they operated there from Aris. That's where we first produced our first products. And the first products was Perashine and then also Terrasu. What's interesting is Terashine is like a cement that you put on the wall, and the Terrasu is pot plants that they made with marble that they mined there. So that was the first, that's where we started. And then in 1966, they moved to Farm Gogaganas, and in 1970, they started manufacturing Perafix, Perarol, and then Peraroof. So you can see it was a process of getting into the market and manufacturing products. And then in 1976, they also started doing PVAs and enamels. Okay.
It's actually interesting to see that they started in 62, but not even 10 years later, they were already building a very big brand.
That's right. And Mr. Horst Ratai, the owner of the business and the starter of the business, he was managing director until 1986. And then his son, Jan Ratai, took over. So you'll see it's a family business and how it evolved through the years. So in 1987, the factory then moved to their own premises, the Peralin factory. And what's interesting is that in May 1980, we opened our first retail store in Windhoek. And then in that same year, the Ratai family then bought out the Pesh family. So it became then the Ratai's business as a family business. And then in 1987, the Peralin factory moves to a new premises in Klein Windhoek, the Peralin shop, sorry. And this is currently where we are still since 1987.
So this shop is 35 years old today. That's fascinating.
Yeah, and what's interesting then in 1992, and that was, I think, just 2 years after independence, then Mr. Mark Rattay, the other son, he then took over as managing director till 1998. And then 1998 till 2008, Mr. Jan's wife, Renata, she was the manager of the business. And then in 2007, Peralin then stopped producing enamels because we were thinking enamels, solvent base, not environmentally friendly. Peralin we are very proud to say that our products are environmentally friendly. We've also got a whole process at our factory to make sure that the wastewater and that is done in the correct manner. The staff is also trained in, in environmental friendly products, even with recycling paper and all stuff like that. So we're quite excited about that. We can say we're a true Namibian company, and also we look after the environment.
It is very important, not only for a Namibian company, but to be sustainable and to have that green aspect to make sure that we actually protect the planet we are living on.
That's right, that's right. And especially Angelica Zan, that's now the daughter. She then took over in 2008, and she's still the managing director. And she studied as a paint chemist in Germany. And she's very committed, to also be involved in the communities. So we support schools, kindergartens, and then obviously poorer communities. We were involved with COVID, with special programs. So every year we try to see what we can do to help the community as well.
What sets Peralin Paints apart from its competitors?
Well, look, we produce all our paints here in Namibia. We've got a specialized laboratory at our factory, and Ms. Angelica is a chemist, and she's involved in all the production of the products and then the quality control. Very specific on quality control, and then our products are made for the Namibian climate. We've got very high UV, so all products are tested and to ensure that they're durable and last long and are made for our climate. For instance, our roof paint is made in such a manner that it can lower your house temperature plus minus 7 degrees.
Wow. Yeah, in this Namibian heat, something like that is very important.
Yeah. So again, yeah, I think it's commitment. If you look at our staff, I think we're about 32 staff in total. I'm speaking under correction, but the average years that the person has worked at Peralin is 10 years. The two owners has been here for more than 30 years. There's one manager in the north, I think he's also 23 years. One of the guys that does our tinting is next year 20 years at the company. So that's quite also something I think that sets us apart in the sense we don't have a high staff turnover. And so everyone from basically the cleaner to the owner has actually got a lot of experience in the business.
You don't only have this one store in Windhoek. Tell us about your other branches across the country.
Yeah, we've also got a store in Ongwediva, where we operate from there. And then we've also got a store in Swakopmund. The store in Ongwediva is managed by Elifas Uhage, and in Swakopmund it's Roger Majid. Now, Roger also has about 20 years experience. So you can see even in management, even lower, it's great to have staff that's, so long with the company. And then, for instance, in Swakopmund at the coast, I told you about our roof paint. We've got a specialized roof paint there because they use these roof felting sheets. And then you need a more flexible roof paint. So again, we've developed that a long time ago for that specific environment.
Can you quickly tell us, with your 60 years celebrations, are there any big promotions or events coming up?
Yeah, look, we've already started. We've had our Easter special. We've had a few open days. You must take a look at the wall. I call it the Peralin wall. We got an artist to do that for us. And we've got a new logo branding. And there's a lot that we're still planning through the year. We decided we're not going to do it just 1 or 2 events. So there's a lot to look forward to right through the year. And then our big event will probably be in spring. We will then have the birthday celebration. But at this stage, we're not letting the cat out of the bag too much. But what is interesting, if you look at the new painting that we've got on the wall, there's also quite a significance around that. And we're also busy with putting something together to show, but why did we do it? Because there was reason behind for what we're doing. We're 60 years old, but that means we're a company that's been there for a long time, but it doesn't mean that we're not looking at the younger generation. And I think that's what also sets us apart.
Marius, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on celebrating 60 years this year. It is quite an achievement. And to call yourself a fully Namibian company is wonderful.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say to the people, they can be ensured that we'll always bring them the best products at the best price that we can.
Ladies and gentlemen, come and see what Peralin Paints has to offer just for you. Today's recommendation, we are talking to Jessica Grimbrek about Pilates and what a healthy lifestyle entails.
I would say that it's not just built out of a physical element, it's out of 7 different elements, including spiritual, environmental, mental, emotional, social, occupational. So it's a lot of elements together. So in order to find balance in each and every one of them, especially if you're coming from a very unhealthy habits into healthy, you have to question stuff like, what do you believe? What is putting extra stress on you? Because like a lot of people, they will go into a diet, and once the pressure gets on, then they just drop the diet. So you need to ask yourself, why are you doing it? What does it mean for you? So a healthy lifestyle, I would say, is finding balance in all those 7 areas in order to contribute to one healthy lifestyle.
I think it's also important that everything you do is sustainable.
Yes.
If you can't manage getting up at 4 a.m. every single day and you're okay for the rest of the day, that does play a role, right?
For sure. I think that consistency is key, as we always say in everything. It's not about doing something once off in a large quantity, but it's about little changes each and every day that are consistent, and that creates the healthy lifestyle.
Adam Tas is coming to Windhoek to help build a brighter future for education. Join us at the Sounds of Caring concert at Windhoek High School Vegkop on 20 and 21 May, where he will be performing with Von Arends and Rian Smith. Tickets cost 200 Namibian dollars and are available via eticket.my.na. All proceeds go towards the African Child Development Trust.
Today's life hack is for all the mom cooks out there. If you want to save up your fresh herbs, simply put it in an ice cube tray and fill it up with olive oil and then put it in the freezer and use as you need it. Next up, we have Jeanette Diergaard for your Flex Minute.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Flex Minutes. I'm Jeanette Diergaard, your presenter for Flex. Now today I'll be showing you guys glute bridges. Now listen, they look easy, they seem easy, but they are not easy when you amp it up a bit more. So if you feel like your workout is getting too easy or you're getting comfortable in it, don't worry, you can always take it a level further. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what you can do. So on our backs, glute bridges. Glute bridges, you're just lifting up and you're squeezing those glutes, guys. That is what we're doing here. This is the basic one, all right? So for you beginners, you can do this. You can start with your glute bridge, but now let's take it up a notch, all right? So lift up that leg and there you go. There you have a glute workout where you don't need to squat, where you don't need to pick up any weights, and you're just working on those cheeks, guys. So obviously alternating between the two legs and hold it there. So if you wanna take it a level up, hold it there for a few seconds, even for a minute if you wanna do that, and or you can pulse it. For modifications, you can have it in a figure 4 position and you lift and you squeeze. Constantly squeezing, guys, squeezing those glutes, because if you don't squeeze it now, nobody would want to squeeze it later. But that brings us to the end of today's Flex Minute. I hope to see you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome to another exciting edition.
So, what are the two things you can never have for breakfast? Yes, lunch and dinner. We will be back again tomorrow, same place, same time, and please join in for tomorrow's interview as we are talking to Sanet Prinsloo about the Boereworst competition.